Hey guys, MCU Collector here with a new video, and the time has finally come. We are at the finish line. Here we have the Marvel Legends series Eternals Wave Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure, the actual Build-A-Figure video itself. Here we have actor Dong Lee, his action figure, which is cool because we actually get an action figure, we get the entire team, but we don't have any artwork showing the Gilgamesh character. Like if you put all the boxes side to side and you can see all the characters, we don't get to see Gilgamesh, which kind of sucks because it looks awesome when you have all the packaging side by side like that. I have posted it on my Instagram, link in the video description below to my Instagram, by the way, to have seen it. So it would have been awesome to get Gilgamesh, but we don't have it. It sucks. But let's put this bad boy together. So we'll grab the torso piece and we'll start working from there. Let's grab a leg. Which leg is this? This is the left leg. So we're going to port that onto there. So that went on really no problem. And one thing that I'm looking at that's really weird is this hip piece right here. That gold bronze does not match the rest of the figure. Wow, that's a shiny gold color, whereas the rest of it is like this brown bronzish color. So that's kind of weird, or like a copper color, I would guess. Yeah. So let's grab the other leg and we'll port that on like so, or not like so, because that did not work. Boom, we got the leg on there, and you can see he's not like going to be super tall or anything, but he might be a little out of frame. Let's get the arms. Here we have a left arm. We're going to port that in there. Ooh, that does not feel secure whatsoever. So it's just this little peg, and it pegs in there, but it does not. Oh, there we go. I just didn't get it in far enough. Okay, let's port the other arm, the right arm into the shoulder there, and you want to make sure, there we go. So there, Gilgamesh, he's got some size to him. Not really height, but bulkiness of the figure. That's kind of nice. And then last but not least, let's get the Dong Lee actor Gilgamesh head sculpt, and let's pop that on there, and boom, we have Gilgamesh. And that looks pretty good. Let's zoom in on him and see how he really looks. Okay, so here's a closer look at the Gilgamesh Build-A-Figure, and I think the likeness is pretty good. I think they really messed up on the skin tone. He looks a little tan, sure, but I think most Korean people are fairly light-skinned, but Gilgamesh has a very darker skin tone, which I think is a little bit inaccurate. I think the likeness is there, but it's not perfect. It's no Barry Keoghan, because, man, this thing is fantastic. It's definitely not the best that Hasbro has done. I mean, it's not horrible, but I don't particularly think it's all that great. You know, there was one time before we got some real good high-resolution images and knew what this figure looked like. I'm thinking, oh, a Korean action figure head guy, maybe I could use that as a future custom me. Having this head sculpt now in hand, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. It's not, not gonna work. But the figure itself looks pretty cool. I do like the green and the golds together. It's an interesting design. So I'm kind of curious about it, but I like the size of the figure. Like Dong Lee, you know, he's not like the biggest guy or anything, but he's definitely got some good size to him. And I think this action figure kind of really shows that really well. It's definitely bulkier than, you know, like Kingo, who's actually really thin. You could just see the difference having him in hand. Like, you know, Gilgamesh is a lot wider. The leg and armor pieces of these boots are definitely thicker. So it kind of shows through in the action figure. And I really like that. But looking at the designs, we get some crazy sculpt work. All these lines in there are all sculpted and everything, so it's kind of crazy. I get like an insane amount of marbleization in here, which actually kind of hurts this particular figure because the marbleization kind of overpowers into some of the art, not the artwork, but the sculpted line work that's actually in the leg. So that kind of sucks because all I see is that marbleization. It really takes away. So while I don't mind marbleization whatsoever on the metallic plastics, this is one instance where I feel that it definitely hurts the action figure. But that's going to be something that's going to be different for everyone's. You know, that marbleization is like the fill lines when they fill the plastic into the mold. So no two are going to look alike, you know, and they're going to look different all over. So just be aware of that. But lots of green, lots of gold throughout. So the plastic portions, we get this nice metallic green to it. The rubber portions here, it's not as metallic or shiny, but it's got a little bit of sheen to them. But it all looks pretty good. Get some green, some gold throughout the whole thing. So that's pretty cool. In terms of accessories, he is a Build-A-Figure. Build-A-Figures almost never come with any kind of accessories, but for Gilgamesh, we get fists because all the Eternals figures have interchangeable hands. That's all they got were hands. So we have fists for Gilgamesh because the arms that come out of the packaging have just like these open holding hands. We know Gilgamesh's power. I guess we know. We don't really get a bioform since he's the Build-A-Figure, but he uses cosmic energy for strength. Like if he punches, I think, you know, there's like large cosmic energy, but we don't get anything for that. No kind of effect hands or anything like that, which sucks. I wish we would have gotten that for this figure, for all the figures, but at least Kingo got something, and Icarus kind of with his eyes. So better than nothing, but we definitely would have wanted more. But with all new unique sculpts, I guess somewhere, you know, they would take away the budget went to all the sculpts and none of the accessories or anything like that. But let's zoom out for Gilgamesh's articulation. Okay, so Gilgamesh, he can look down that much, which isn't really a whole lot. He can look up a little bit, though, which is better than a lot of other figures, surprisingly. You get a full rotation in there, of course. It is on a dumbbell joint, so he can get some crazy pivot going on in there if that's what you would like to do. Shoulders, you can get them to go straight out like so. Maybe a little bit up. Full rotation, of course, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and they are pinless. Remember, all these figures have pinless knees and elbows, so a little bit more than 90-degree bend, wrist swivel, and these open holding hands actually have the vertical, well, his right has a vertical hinge, but the right hand, excuse me, the left has the vertical hinge. The left has the horizontal side-to-side hinge. So interesting that this one hand would have it, but not the others. And then his fists, they both have the horizontal hinge. So it's interesting that that hand has the different hinge. But anyway, diaphragm joint, so you can get Gilgamesh to pivot to his left that much. You can get him to pivot to his right that much. You can go back a little bit, probably more than a lot of the other figures. Coming forward is really not a whole lot in there, and then it really, looking at the sculpt, you see that hump in the back. It's very noticeable on this guy. And then a rotation at that diaphragm joint there. Legs go out that far apart. He can kick forward that far. There is the upper thigh cut where we put the knee, the legs together. You get a double jointed knee like so. Even though this guy clearly has distinct boots, whereas the other ones are all smooth across the whole leg, there is no swivel or anything for that boot. Foot hinges all the way down, as you can see. Do be careful because right at this ankle, you can see this lip ridge right here, so you have to kind of work that over to do that. And then going up, it's going to be kind of the same thing. You want to watch the shoe on there, because then you're just going to hit it, so you get a little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So typical articulation for Gilgamesh compared to the other figures in the wave as well. So now the moment of truth, the time has come. Let's see the entire team lined up just like we see at the very end of the trailer. I'm excited to do it, which I know sounds kind of weird, and a lot of you guys probably don't care about these figures or the designs at all, but I, for one, am excited. There it is. There's the money shot. We have the Eternals. They are all together, lined up, just like that last shot at the end of the trailer with all 10 of them lined up in formation. Here we have it, and I'm excited, and I think it looks really cool. I'm very happy right now. It's been a long time coming because I've had these figures for quite a while. Some of them quite a while. You know, Ajax I just recently got. Athena wasn't too long ago. But here they are. And I think they look great together. I mean, I get it, right? They're not for everybody. The designs suck. They're peg warming at Target. Walmart, some Walmarts have gotten them, some Walmarts have not yet. So it's not, they haven't gone out in full force yet. I know some of the online retailers have gotten the figures in already and have shipped. I think Entertainment Earth has them in stock and everything right now, or majority of them. They have the full case in stock and everything. But seeing all these figures together, I think they look fantastic. But I can completely understand for those that don't like the designs, that don't care for it, aren't familiar with the characters. I'm not familiar with the characters, but for an MCU Marvel movie, they have not disappointed me at this point. I will continue to trust in them and enjoy their movies. I like some more than others, and some just, you know, I don't watch over and over or anything like that. But I'm hoping for the Eternals just turns out to be a good, entertaining movie, has a good story to it, and that's really all I can ask. MCU movie figures, you know, we don't always get movie figures for characters that we see in these movies, but for the Eternals, we got the entire team. 8 of them in one single wave when you include the Build-A-Figure. 2 exclusives, not so bad. You know, it sucks that Walmart would get Ajax, which is the Selma Hayek character that I think a lot of people want, but then Selma Hayek just absolutely shitted on the figure herself on Jimmy Kimmel, and a lot of people agree and don't care for it. I still think it's a fairly popular one and will do well. Thena, I've seen Thena in the store. I have not yet seen her again, but I'm sure she's still fairly easy to get out and about, especially through the Target app, whether it's all available online to order or local or at your local Target to pick up. But having them together, they look really good. A lot of detail went into these figures. The sculpted work is pretty amazing. But you know, I mean, it's different. It's very, very different. The costumes are crazy, but that's a movie thing, right? The action figures translate the movie designs pretty well. Problem is just they're not perfect for toys and action figures, but you know, that's an okay thing. But again, I think they look really good having the entire team together. The Gilgamesh figure is pretty cool. I think it's got a little bit of the flaws, mainly in the skin tone and everything like that, but not bad. If I were to rank all of these Eternals figures, which I don't really want to do, especially when I have 2 exclusives thrown in there, so just know that Kingo is my favorite. The design of it is awesome. The head sculpt is good, but the colors pop and really stand out, and it's pretty awesome. Icarus is a very, very cool figure as well. I think he's probably going to be the most popular out of the entire wave. Makari is definitely a surprising one for me. I really like the way that figure looks. It doesn't completely look like the actress, but the face sculpt is still really good. And then Ajax is nice. The colors pop, they stand out and everything like that. And the other ones are just kind of in there. Sprite, even though it's got a big head, is surprisingly a pretty good figure because it's small, something that we don't typically see, so it's just weird and different. And then Fastos, the colors really do stand out. Druig, half of him, the colors stand out. So it's an interesting thing, but again, I know it's not for everybody, but you guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of all of these Eternals figures. I think we do need to take a second and appreciate the fact that we got an entire team at once, because Hasbro doesn't do that for us. They never do. But this time we did, and it's for a movie that some people just don't want to see, or whatever the case may be. So it sucks from that aspect, but I, for one, am very happy. I'm an MCU collector. That's what I collect, is the MCU stuff. Mostly, that's my first priority. That's my passion in it, and here we have it. So again, I'm super excited and very happy with that. And I'm going to end the video here on the review for Gilgamesh. The bronze, gold, green colors look good together. The face sculpt is just okay, skin tone a little off, but he is a good figure. He's not this big, massive figure that we're used to getting when it comes to Build-A-Figures. The Build-A-Figure thing is more of a bonus figure, but I get it. You know, it's nice to get those larger characters because you don't get them in a regular box. Whatever the case may be, I think for this Eternals wave, it makes perfect sense to have done it that way, and I don't think there's any issues with that whatsoever, so I am pleased with it. But you guys let me know all your thoughts on that down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. As always, thank you for watching.